Baba. Come and see West Radio. Come and see, baby. 89.3 FM now, you be your girl. Come and see West Radio. Your preferred wholesome radio. 89.3 FM now, Baba. Come and see West Radio. Come and see, baby. 89.3 FM now, you be your girl. The news that is suitable, entertainment that makes you happy, sport, education, and family affairs. Come and see West Radio. Come and see, baby. 89.3 FM now, you be your girl. Come and see West Radio. Your preferred wholesome radio. 89.3 FM now, Baba. Come and see West Radio. Come and see, baby. 89.3 FM now, you be your girl. West Radio, 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
It's 33 minutes gone past 6 a.m. from the studio of Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. And we're reaching live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Today, the 29th day in the month of April. And gradually, we are moving out of April. We thank God for how far He has brought us and for keeping us up until this moment. Good morning and welcome. My name is Toluwaleke Alli. This morning, I welcome you to another edition of Perspectives Unlimited. Perspectives Unlimited is that platform where we go beyond the news to help you make sense of some of the stories across our various national dailies, in a bid to keep you abreast about happenings, and of course to keep you well informed, because as I would always say, every conversation that has to do with the growth and development of Nigeria, it's not just our business, it's the business of you and I. So we have to ensure that we do our best to always be very interested in the issues that concern us as Nigerians. So this morning again, let's delve into the national dailies. Alongside with the analysts in the studio, we will be, picking very important stories. All stories are important, but we have limited time. So whichever ones that we can pick, we'll pick them. And of course, you also get to put a call through to the studio to be a part of the show this morning. You can watch us live on Facebook this morning at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. At Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. And drop your comments as we go on the show. We're also live on YouTube at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. At Wells Radio 89.3 FM. on Facebook. On YouTube rather. On Facebook, it's Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. On YouTube, it is Wells Radio 89.3 FM. And as you go, if perchance you're driving out of Ibadan and you're wondering, how do I continue to listen? You can always listen via our website on www.wellsradio893.com. www.wellsradio893.com or across radio directories at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. All right, once again, welcome. First, let's check out the front pages across some of our national dailies this morning. Beginning with the Punch newspaper for this morning, delayed Supreme Court judgment, opposition fears election exclusion. ADC petitions CJN. That is on page 34. Federal government targets $3 billion share earnings with export ban. That's on page 48. The lead story reads, 2027 election, Tinubu, APC bigwigs pick forms, GSC backs Hamzat, and it has three riders, Yayi, Wadada, successions in Ogun, Nasarawa. APC will reclaim Bauchi, party vows. Coalitions, no threat to Tinubu, that's according to Faleke. To read more on that story, check out page 24 of the Punch newspaper for this morning. Presidency counters Northwest neglect claims, lists ongoing projects. That's on page 26. Reps approved Tinubu's $516 million loan for Sokoto Badagry Highway. And that's on page 31. On page 36 of the Punch newspaper for this morning, xenophobic protests escalate in South Africa. Locals target school children. And that's on page 36. NEMA evacuates 12 children, 10 infants, 159 others from Libya. To read more on that story, check out page 5 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And the final story on page 47. U.S.-Iran war. NNPC hikes oil prices by $7 per barrel. Moving on to the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Jet A1, middlemen defy regulator, raise price to 2,230 naira per litre. And that's on page 20. 1 million naira salary, worthless without stable naira. That's according to the NLC, and it's on page 9. On page 8, Tinubu kicks off 2027 re-election bid as APC begins sale of forms. 2027, ADC, PRP, blow hot, and it has a couple of riders. We stand at grave risk of exclusion. ADC writes CJN. Our restraint should not be mistaken for weakness. That's according to PRP. ADC seeks quick delivery of Supreme Court judgment. Alleges crisis in PRP engineered. APC pushes back against allegations of undermining PRP. Lawyers urge trust in Supreme Court amid INEC's deadline pressure. Story can be found on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper for this morning. 400 billion naira airtime credit market. Alton raises alarm over regulatory dispute. And that's on page 39. UAE creates OPEC. May 1 raises concerns over market stability. That's on page 40. On page 7, which is the final story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, family recounts horrific killing of Abuja corps member, demands justice. Moving on to the front page of the Guardian newspaper now. Faleke picks presidential forms for Tinubu. That's on page 3. Court orders MTN, Airtel to resume airtime lending services. That's on page 3. UAE exit rattles OPEC as UN warns of worsening trade, food crisis. That's also on page 3. Opacity, weak audit trail federal government spending amid abuse of Fiscal Responsibility Act. The story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper for this morning. ADC's 2027 prospects teeter as court delay raises fresh fears. And that's on page 6. 2027, GSC adopts Hamzat as consensus candidate. That's on page 5. Federal government moves against malnutrition. OK's 2026 to 2035 nutrition policy. And the story is on page 30 this morning. SANU to shut down varsities over stalled negotiation on Friday. And the story is on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. EFCC probes VCs over inflated contracts, students' fees diversion. That's on page 4. Terrorists threaten to execute 176 Kwara abductees. That's on page 30. And the final story is on page 7, and it reads, Rivers, stakeholders bemoan lull in governance, multiple stalled projects. And finally, to the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, suspected killer cop arrested to face disciplinary panel. And that's on page 18. Bandits raid Zamfara community as residents flee. That's on page 5. Also on page 5, 6 in 10 university students into Yahoo, according to the EFCC chair. ADC battles time, demands verdict. The story can be found on pages 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And the largest story on the front page is a press statement by the Kwara State government on the trial of Senator Saraki and others in respect of the Offa robbery incident. Those are the stories across some of our front pages this morning. Joining me in the studio this morning is our analyst, Chukwemeka Munachi. So, good morning, Chukwemeka.
Yeah, good morning, Tolu.
All right, let us begin with the story from the Punch newspaper this morning. 2027 election, Tinubu, APC bigwigs, pig farms, GSC backs Hamzat. The 2027 political race in the All Progressives Congress gained some momentum on Tuesday as President Bola Tinubu and other aspirants obtained their nomination forms. Also, Osifo Stanley from Edo State purchased 100 million naira presidential nomination forms to challenge Tinubu for the APC ticket at the primaries. This comes as Lagos State Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Hamzat secured the backing of the Governance Advisory Council as the APC consensus candidate in the state. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also endorsed Obafemi Hamzat. The founder of the Tinubu support groups, lawmaker representing Ikeja Federal Constituency, James Faleke, who picked the 100 million naira expression of interest and nomination for the president, dismissed concerns over the emerging coalition against Tinubu, insisting they posed no threats to the APC. According to the party's 2027 schedule of activities, the sale of forms was to begin on Saturday, April 25 and end on Saturday, May 2, 2026. However, the process commenced 3 days later than planned, and party officials clarified that despite this brief delay, the overall deadline for form submission and aspirant eligibility remains unchanged, and all scheduled activities will still proceed as planned. So yes, the journey has begun, but as the APC, has started the sale of their own forms, on the other side is the opposition, that is begging the court to allow them to start their own election process. The ADC wrote to the CJN, Justice Kudrat Kekiriakun, to expedite action on the Supreme Court's judgment so they can go ahead with the electioneering process. The PRP is also there, blowing hot, meaning that the issues with the opposition, it feels like presently it is just the APC that is, going on with the sales of forms and everything, as INEC has highlighted in their schedule of activities towards the election in 2027. So we have two different sides.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Tolu. You see all these things going on in our country, all this, what will I call it, confetti of problems we are trying to create. It will never help this country. Never. And those who are cooking these things should understand that Nigeria is bigger than individuals. This country is bigger. No matter what you are called, Nigeria is still bigger than you. And no, you can't set this country ablaze because of ambition. It's not possible. The opposition, in every democracy, there is always room for pluralism. People coming together with their own ideas. When you shrink that political space, you are creating a monster which you cannot handle. We have not been able to handle Boko Haram. We have not been able to handle insurgency and terrorism ravaging our country, and we are hell-bent on creating another one. Let's leave that one. The issue of purchasing forms, 100 million for presidential, 40 million for governorship. In a country where people are largely poor. You see why we will never get it right when it comes to democracy. You see why good governance will always elude us. You see why we are not ready to have a normal country. Because James Faleke came out to say he purchased, maybe he doesn't have money to buy form. Probably that's why. That's why.
They have a support group.
Yes, a support group. That's why he bought for him. I remember another group again. Is it Kogi? Bought another form. So how many forms?
It's all for support.
All for support. Okay, that's good. But I want to tell them that performance is the best tool for campaign in every election. The court, the Supreme Court should act fast. And let's hear the verdict on the issue concerning ADC and other opposition groups. Because this is not time to be flat-footed. Nigerians are waiting to know the verdict. And buying a form for 100 million, 100 million is not 100 naira or 100,000. Now, if somebody spends that kind of money to buy form, they call it interest, something about interest. Declaration of interest
and nomination.
Somebody came out again from Edo, one chief Osifo, to purchase another form.
Yes.
You see, we had all this at theater. During the last, when this thing happened, was it before 2003? Nomination of interest, declaration of interest and everything. Toluwaleke even came out and bought form. So that it will not appear as if it's only Tinubu that is coming out. We all know these things. Who is Chief Osifo?
Osifo.
Osifo. he bought a form to contest with the Tinubu so that it will not appear as if Tinubu is the sole candidate. All this is a theater. We all understand these things. And I still say, and I stand by my word, that look, when you a consensus candidacy in a democracy is an anathema to what democracy is all about, because it leads to exclusion of minority voices and loss of transparency, because scrutiny is compromised when you have a consensus candidacy, and it leads to factionalism. We are still going to see factions in APC. It's already happening because the governors now have the power to anoint and to unanoint, if there's anything like that. You understand? And it weakens party unity. You cannot sacrifice your ambition at the expense of the unity of your party if truly you are a Democrat. So what we are seeing in Nigeria right now is the more you look, the less you see. We are not going to continue. Our democracy is no longer nascent. Since 1999 till date, can we still call it a nascent democracy? And we are still behaving as if we started it just yesterday. I'm afraid of this country. I'm afraid of where we are going to. The handwritings are there on the wall for everybody to see that democracy in Nigeria is not healthy. It is not. And if it is not healthy, can it produce a healthy outcome? It cannot. When a man who is not healthy fathers a child, look at that child. You will know that the child is not healthy. Our democracy is not healthy. And the institutions that will make it to be healthy are all compromised. So what are we saying? So we are, and this is not the time to say God will come and help us. No. God has given us the power to help ourselves. Nigerians will still determine the fate of anybody that wants to come to contest for anything. Unless you have to abrogate Nigerians and say, no, you don't need Nigerians to become a governor, to become a president, to become a local government chairman. You still need Nigerians. Nigerians will wait at the polling booth. And the will of Nigerians must be done this time around. It's not the time to write results. No. The will of Nigerians must be done. So no matter the shenanigans, no matter anything that is going on, Nigerians will still have the last say and they will have the last laugh. That's what I will have to say.
All right, let us move on to another story this morning. It's still in the Punch newspaper. Before moving on to the Vanguard, Reps approved Tinubu's $516.33 million loan for Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway. The House of Representatives on Tuesday approved President Bola Tinubu's request to secure a $516.33 million loan from the Deutsche Bank to finance Section 1 of the ambitious Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway, a key infrastructure initiative under the administration's renewed Hope agenda. This approval followed the consideration of the President's request by the Committee of Supply during plenary presided over by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas. And in a letter read on the floor of the Green Chamber, Tinubu described the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway as a transformative national project aimed at connecting Nigeria's far northwest to its southwestern coastline through an approximately 1,000 kilometers dual carriageway stretching from Ilela in Sokoto State to Badagry in Lagos State. And the corridor is expected to pass through Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, Oyo, Ogun, and Lagos states, opening up major agricultural, commercial, and industrial hubs across the country. And according to the president, the project was designed to stimulate economic growth by significantly improving the movement of goods and people across Nigeria's northern and southern regions. Now, this is also coming as the Northwest has, come out to say that they're not being included in different projects being carried out. But that's not even the major concern now. This is another huge loan that we are going for. Remember that we still have the other projects that is still currently ongoing, the coastal project that is still currently ongoing. That is on one side. And now this is going to be another one on another side, gulping a lot of money. Both projects are running at the same time. Is of course on loans. It's gulping a whole lot of loans. if I can say that. Is the significance of these projects huge enough or going to better the lots of Nigerians so much that we can incur this amount of loans to get these projects running?
Tolu, it is that's the misplaced priority. We have a lot of roads in Nigeria that are not okay. If we have to borrow money for superhighway, what are we going to do with the superhighway at this point in time? What of the other roads we have internally that are bad? Go and check other road networks in Nigeria. How many of them are working? And we are spending money on superhighway. Where is it? That's what from Badagry to Sokoto? If you know Ilela, I've been to Ilela. What is going to happen there?
Business is
which business? Which business? Which business? Look, Tolu, it's just a question of taking loan for the sake of taking loan. I don't know what they're doing with the money. And you are borrowing Nigeria to debt. What for? We have not, and we are told that at the inception that when we remove a fuel subsidy, we have a lot of money to play with. We have removed fuel subsidy, and we are still borrowing as if we are still paying subsidy. That Nigerian demands explanation, and nobody is asking question. If we have removed, we've been told that fuel subsidy is gulping a lot of resources. That once we remove fuel subsidy, Nigeria we have a lot of money to do other key critical infrastructures. That's what we are told. Now we have removed fuel subsidy at the inception of this administration without making plans to cushion the effects of that removal of fuel subsidy. And now we are still borrowing like drunken sailors as if we are still paying fuel subsidy. Don't we demand to know what you are borrowing this money for on our behalf?
For infrastructure. Like the Sokoto Badagry.
Sokoto Badagry. What is it? What will it add to the lives of Nigerians?
At this point, the president is going to
it's
help
not
our
adding,
commercial hubs.
As far, which commercial hub? How many commercial hubs are going on in Nigeria today? With all this insecurity all over the place. Which commercial hub? Insecurity everywhere. How many people? What is moving in Nigeria today?
Shouldn't the road make it easier to,
are the insurgents and are they not going to go to that road? Are they not going to be there? You secure the country first. This is the misplaced priority, as far as I'm concerned. Secure the country first. Let there be movement of the people inside the country. Let create enabling environment for people to thrive. First and foremost, let bring in after creating enabling environment by checkmating the excesses of these terrorists, not pampering them, not repenting on their behalf, not telling Nigerians that they have repented. No, you go after them because you have every instrument of cohesion to wage war against these people. Why are we pampering them? And we are doing super highway. For what? Are they not going to go to that highway? When we finish that highway, is it not another front that we have opened for them? We open another front for them. People will not be telling you, don't pass that road. If you go there, they will. What the most important thing is, but are we interested in it? We are not. Monarchs are running away from their domain in Kwara State. People are being killed on a daily basis. We are creating a super highway. For what? I'm not an economist. But this, as far as I'm concerned, this is a misplaced priority. First of all, let's tackle the fundamental problem we have as a country, which is insecurity. We have spent trillions, and yet we are not secured. So what is our problem? If there are fifth columnists who are making this thing difficult to do, fish them out. People are dying, Tolu. Nigerians are dying. Every day you wake up, you hear deaths all over, and we are not at war. And we are creating super highway. For what? Collecting loan. For what? To create super highway. Look at the railway that Buhari did. All the way from Nigeria to Niger Republic. What is happening on those rails? What is happening? They are starting, Yorubas have a proverb. When trees fall on top of trees, you remove first of all, remove this problem of terrorism ravaging this country. And on this note also, if we get terrorists, it is even evil to go and put them inside prison where you have common criminals. They will go there and radicalize them. And when they come out, we have more terrorists. So the question is this: what is our business right now in Nigeria? Somebody is hungry. Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are dying. Hospitals are in shambles. And we are creating we are doing super highway. For what? That's the question. I'm a father. Imagine if I have in my house right now, God forbid, there's no food, there's nothing. I will go and be buying the, what do they call this thing? This thing that is here. I will go and be buying television and they are hungry. Am I okay? First of all, you solve the immediate problem that they have. That is what proactive leadership should do. Solve the problem of facing your country staring us in the face, which is terrorism. People are dying. People are being kidnapped. Economy is comatose. And we are creating super highway. For what? You see, there are some fundamentals we need to address before we now before we now begin to take money to build. Okay, after creating the super highway and nobody uses that road because of terrorists. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's another area we're opening up for them.
But looking at the reactions of those in government, for instance, the Senate President and a few other people, they believe that the increase of the current attacks are because of 2027 elections. Let
me tell you something. Look,
and you know, the Senate President, for instance, told us that in 2 weeks. Probably that's...
Look, let me tell you something. When you have talking of having to move in Nigeria forward, the fact that somebody is in a position does not mean he has common sense. You understand? Don't ever ascribe common sense to people because they're in a position. No. You understand? You may have people in power and they are hollow. They don't have anything to offer. And they are just Mount Fridays. You know the meaning of Mount Friday? People will do the biddings of other people for the sake of doing it. They don't believe in the thing, but they will support you to do it. You understand? So it's not a question of that thing that Babio said that is because of 2027. For what? So 2027 is the reason why a pastor and his family were wiped off. Is it because of 2027? 2027 is the reason why some monarchs ran away from the domain in Kwara State. 2027 is the reason why children were kidnapped when they went to go and write for JAMB. You understand what I'm saying? So what Ababio is saying, you don't ascribe wisdom to such people. They are in a position because of the system we are running. In a normal country, such people will not occupy such position. Honestly speaking, because that's why I said that consensus candidacy compromises scrutiny. People are not scrutinized, and a lot of things are compromised in order to produce people who cannot even perform.
All right, this is Perspectives Unlimited on Wales Radio 89.3 FM. In a bit, we'll be opening the phone lines for you to also be a part of the show this morning to air your own perspectives. Well, first, let's go on this commercial break.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I am so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Let me guess, you enjoy talking. You always have something to say. And somehow, people actually enjoy listening to you. So why are you not on radio yet? What are you waiting for? Wales Radio Media Academy is giving you the perfect opportunity to become a certified broadcaster in just 6 weeks. You'll get hands-on studio experience, learn from industry professionals, and understand what it takes to actually own the mic. From radio presentation to news writing to public speaking and social media, everything you need all in in one place. Admission is in progress right now as resumption is on the 18th of May 2026. Admission form is available for just 5,000 naira only. This is not one of those maybe someday opportunities. This is now. Don't just sit back and listen to other people shine. Step up and let your voice be heard. For further inquiries, call 0706 840 7359 or 0803 509 3394. Begin your journey to becoming a certified broadcaster today.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840 7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
Welcome back. You can join the conversation this morning. The phone lines are 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 1000, or 0915 333 4893, 0915 333 4893, or 0911 33 893, 0911 33 893. Yeah, you wanted to say something.
Tolu, does it not bother you the quality of leadership in Nigeria? The quality of leadership. Imagine what happened in Kogi State. Small children were kidnapped. Government came out to say, the school was not registered. Imagine the kind of pronouncement coming from the mouth of people in leadership position. You know that this country, may God have mercy upon us.
Let's talk to this person.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Ruth calling from Alaka.
Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Thank you. You know, sometimes I wonder if this administration truly understands governance. Because we are battling with so many things, from insecurity to power sector to education sector and so many more. But instead of facing all these crises, they keep doing what does not even reflect the people's will. So what exactly can we even enjoy under this administration? It's so obvious they have nothing to offer us. Imagine what Senate president is telling us about insecurity, that it will end after election. So all these innocent lives that keeps losing on a daily basis, so how are we going to account for it? So it's so obvious they are just politicizing everything. They don't care about us. So fight does not affect them. This is really sad. And we Nigerians, it's high time we get wise now, because we can't continue like this. Yes, so we should go out and collect our PVCs and make sure this bad governance does not come back again. God bless Nigeria. Good morning.
All right, God bless you too. Thank you so much.
How do you look at such leadership? I can liken it to what Sheikh Garoba, the former during Buhari era, is when some people were killed in their farm. He said they didn't come to obtain permission from the military. Just imagine the kind of people that we allow to get into leadership. And do you know that everything boils down on leadership? Nations are destroyed because of bad leadership. When you bring in people who know next to nothing about leadership, that nation will be underdeveloped, because they can't give what they don't have.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
We lost the call.
They can't give what they don't have. That is why serious, responsible nations, before you aspire to be anything coming closer to leadership, they will scrutinize you. They will make sure that you have what it takes to be a leader. Not just wearing a banner and standing behind microphone and be talking rubbish, which we have accommodated so much in this country because of tribalism and religion. Somebody you know that this man does not have anything to offer because he worships the same God with you, and he comes from your tribal, that he shared the same tribal identity with you. You give him your vote, and he goes there and mess up the whole thing, and there is no market for your tribe in anywhere in Nigeria. No market for your religion anywhere in Nigeria, because when rain falls, it falls on everybody. When are we going to lose the chain of religion and tribalism that have handcuffed Nigerians? We are saying this thing. Look at everybody. Look at what this man is saying. The insurgency will stop. Killings will stop after 2027. His daughter is somewhere in Akwa Ibom, sharing cap and T-shirt to men as old to be her grandfather, and they were singing, "Your mama be this, so our mama be this." To a small girl, to tell you the level of poverty that people have inflicted on Nigerians. Elderly men singing "Your mother" to a 19-year-old girl. In fact, when I see these things, I begin to ask myself, is it a voodoo? What is the problem with us? And somewhere, instead of you to face, people are making excuses. Oh, this problem was on before. Why are you in power? You are in power to solve problem, not to create problem. That's the question. If you cannot solve the problem, then give way. You cannot continue when you know that this is, look, the indices, how to check look at the life of the people. That's why I keep saying that performance is the best tool for campaign. Look at it. You don't even need to tell people that this is what I've done. They will see it. They will see what you have done. You don't need to go and beg them. You don't need to do anything to make people will come willingly and give you their vote because they have seen what you have done. But if you have not done what the people are expecting, what do you expect to do? You begin to run around. You begin to do so many things in order to. No, it doesn't happen that way. That's why I said Nigerians should go and get their PVC. Honestly speaking. Because some people are now going around, it doesn't matter. It's a lie. Your PVC matters. If you don't have it, you cannot vote. Go and get it. Because where we are right now in Nigeria, everybody is feeling the heat. Things are happening. Families are scattering because of economic pressure on the father and on the mother. Children are left abandoned because of what? Economy. And yet, look at superhighway. We are doing highway. We are doing coastal road. For what?
But in addition to that, the government is also engaging in ensuring that poverty reduces. For instance, okay. I think it was just over the weekend that the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction said they spent 11.48 billion naira in Kwara.
Forget that rubbish. You don't solve poverty problem by sharing money to people. That is a scam. You create an enabling environment for people to be gainfully employed and engaged. That is when you bring people out of poverty. You don't bring people out of poverty by giving them money. It's a scam. And we have been doing this and we have been losing money because we are not ready to do the right thing.
But that amount is huge.
It is huge now because they know what they want to get. Why should we be giving people money? Because don't give me fish. Show me how to fish. Look, okay.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Adesha from
Welcome to the show, Deronke.
Yeah, concerning the borrowing of the federal government, just take a look at it. The federal government is just borrowing, as said by object, this is the place priority on borrowing to build roads, whereby since the crisis is ravaging the country, people are hungry. So there are certain things that they can use the money that are being brought. There are certain things they can use it for, whereas they are not using it for it. So they are just borrowing more. They are just borrowing for things that are not of importance to us. So they should do the needful. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
We are talking of giving people money. You don't give people money for them to come out of poverty. No. What you are giving, you are talking of empowering people. Look at what local government chairman did in Kano. He was sharing detergent to women in the name of empowerment. I'm coming.
Branded underwear.
Branded underwear, empowerment. The governor of Katsina State collected money to go and renovate a cemetery. You see what I'm saying? That it appears that we have lost it. Even you, Tolu, that you are here, when you get into power, you'll be more sensible than all these people. Because they have a lot of money to play with. You carry over 600 million to go and renovate cemetery. Meanwhile, there is a cases of malnutrition in your own state. Taking money to go and renovate.
Maybe trying to give honor to the dead.
Honor to the dead. What of the living? Honor to the dead. That's to show you the quality of individual. In fact, when I met a man, I interviewed him sometime many years ago when I was writing for a particular magazine. This man lived all his life abroad. He came here and I was asking him, how do you see Nigeria? You know what the man told me? He's dead now. He said, Chukwuemeka, let me tell you something. Some of the people you people put in position of power in Nigeria will not be allowed to handle animals in the country where he came from. I said, Papa, why? He said, because they don't have the temperament. They don't have what it takes to be in leadership position. They think leadership position is for you to go there and be wasted. Do you know that bad leadership has a lot of consequences? You waste people's lives. Buhari, I will tell you a story. When Buhari was in power, I went and took a loan to start a fishery. That was when he started, what do they call it? Cashless as a policy. If you go to bank, they will give you 2,000. All the fish I bought and everything died off, put me into trouble. And I know there's so many people that went into trouble because of that useless, clueless leadership. And now we are back again to the same thing. So leadership is very, very critical in the development of any. When you see a country that is growing, look at that leadership. If you see a country where people are not running away, look at that leadership. But if you see a country where everybody is looking for a way to escape, look at the leadership. Look at what's happening in our country. Are we happy? It doesn't show we have responsible and proactive leadership. It doesn't show. I'm saying the truth. What I'm saying here is nothing but the truth. And I'll keep on saying the truth because the good book says you shall know the truth and the truth will set you free. I will never come here to lie to Nigerians. I will say the truth the way it is.
All right, 0916-893-1000, 0916-893-1000, or 0915-333-4893, 0915-333-4893. Or you can also call 0911 333-893, 0911 333-893. Those are the phone lines for you to call to be a part of the show this morning. And you can drop your WhatsApp messages on 0915 4999 893. 0915 4999 893. In addition to that, you can drop your comments on Facebook at Wales Radio 893 FM fan page. At Wales Radio 893 FM fan page. Let's go into the Ivanga newspaper, where there's certain emergent stories that are very, very concerning. And the first would be the Efurin shooting. Police arrest officer assures justice. The Nigeria Police Force has condemned the fatal shooting of a suspect, Mene Ogidi, which occurred on the 26th of April 2026 in Efuru, Delta State. Spokesman of the command, SP Bright Edafi, said that an officer arrested in connection with the shooting has been transferred to Abuja on the directive of the IGP for investigation. The first public relations officer, DCP Anthony Okon Placid, said preliminary reports indicates that the operatives attached to the Efuru Area Command responded to credible information from Bini Motor Park along the Warri-Sapele Expressway regarding a suspect apprehended by members of a transport union while trying to wheel a parcel containing a Beretta pistol with 4-round ammunition. And while efforts were being made to take the suspect into lawful custody, the team leader, ASP Nuhu Usman, discharged his firearm in clear violation of extant regulations, resulting to the death of the suspect. The Inspector General of Police then extended his condolences to the family of the deceased and assured them that justice will be served in accordance with the law, while they also directed immediate transfer of the officer and his team to the force headquarters in Abuja to face the Force Disciplinary Committee for summary disciplinary measures and prosecution. Now, in that same newspaper, the family of an Abuja-based corps member who was killed in a horrific manner has come out to recount how he died and also demand for justice. Now, a 24-year-old civil engineer was shot dead inside his bedroom in the Kubwa area of Abuja in the early hours of that same Saturday. That's April 26, 2026, by soldiers from the Presidential Brigade of Guards. His family has alleged in circumstances the military has so far described only as a case of mistaken identity. During a robbery response, now Abdul Samad Jamil, known to his family and friends as Kesh, was a NYC member scheduled to pass out in May, which is just next month. He had graduated with a second-class upper degree in civil engineering from Federal University of Technology, Minna. And it was, by his family's account, planning to enlist in the Nigerian Army through the Direct Short Service Commission, a bitter irony now at the center of the family's grief. His foster father said that he was in Okene, Kogi State at the time of the incident, having traveled to bury his own mother. And in the middle of the plans, he said that he received a call from his daughter at 2:04 a.m. in the midnight saying that the worst has happened and they had killed her brother. So, according to the account of the sister, she said that she was upstairs sleeping in their parents' room when she heard a gunshot that woke her up, and she had come out of the room to encounter 3 men in army uniforms on their corridor below. So, and she said that they quickly flashed a light in her eyes and then told her that attention was needed. And she said they dragged her outside before she could check her brother's room, and showed her a section of the perimeter fence where the barbed wire had been bent, and claiming that they trailed an armed robber that jumped in. So when she then asked them about her brother's whereabouts, and then she broke away to enter his room only to find out that he's been shot in the head. Yeah. Now, just last week, another corps member was killed by vigilantes.
Are you surprised? That is the spirit of the nation, the country.
But these are young people.
He doesn't care whether young or old. This is where Nigeria is right now. Recklessness. Remember our Air Force, the bombs they dropped at Gili in Bruno, the border between Bruno and Yobe State. How many people were killed?
But the governor said that they have closed Gili for the past 5 years.
So they can go on a bombing spree because they have closed the market. That goes to show you where we are right now as a country. Complete recklessness. Lives don't matter. Nobody cares who lives or who dies. Is that a country? Look at this young man, Abdul Samad Jamil, wasted, sleeping in his father's house. You jumped the fence and wasted him. Look at the one at Nefru, young man, 28. Even though you saw are you supposed to kill him in broad daylight? Can't you take him to the station and investigate? At times I begin to wonder what kind of training And what is wrong with our recruitment processes? What kind of human beings do we enlist in our security operatives? Are they frustrated people? Are they people that have issues with substance abuse? Are they people that, because as we talk of leadership, so we talk of other agencies, it is not normal to put people who are psychologically imbalanced in a security system. They will mess up. How do we, and in Nigeria today, it's who no man. If you know this one, you know this one. Whether you are a smoker or you are a drug addict or anything, just come, put uniform on him and give him gun. He will go on a killing spree. At the end of the day, we say justice will be served. Which justice? Which justice? I'm telling you, Tolu, the question is, this country, I keep saying, needs a serious overhaul. And it will happen in my lifetime. Because I have seen Nigeria when it was working. I saw Nigeria in my time as a small boy in primary school. You see policemen, you will always like to be a policeman. I wanted to be a policeman because of the way, in fact, as a small boy, I thought they were all giving birth by the same parents, because you can't see a short person. All of them tall and huge. The same boot, the same uniform, the same everything. Look at Nigerian police today. Everything is different. And we have money to keep these people. And look at where they live, and you give him a gun.
Hello.
Yeah, the beautiful lady woman, God bless you. This
Good
is
morning,
Mary
sir.
calling from Apata. God bless you. Now, on the killing of that innocent NYC yesterday, some few days ago, is a barbaric incident which we totally condemn. We are the one that are clamoring that our citizens are being killed on a daily basis by those bandits, and we are calling for the government to ensure that the lives of those soldiers should be preserved. Now, I don't know on a basis why you go to an NYC member, you go to a cop member, you go to his room, and you shot him at close range. It is not done anywhere. So we are calling for a forensic investigation of this dastardly act. Actually, you can see what happened in Ekunu yesterday when a active trigger police officer killed a guy that was accused of getting a shotgun. It is not in the hand of an officer to kill or to put judgment in his hand. The court is there to do the needful. So we are calling on our government to ensure that those two incidents are being investigated and the culprit must be brought to justice. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
So Tolu, there is a problem, and if we live in denial, we won't get an answer. This country we need help, and Nigerians must ask for it. Honestly, we can't continue this way. There must be order. There must a lawless society will always produce. There'll be no progress in a lawless society where lives mean nothing. You don't do that.
All right. On Facebook, Taiwo Ajao Oguating says, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. Adeomi Katimarika says, good morning. Well done. God will save us from this country. From New Garage. Thank you so much. It's time for us to go. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Tolu.
All right. Thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. The conversation, of course, continues because it never ends. As much as possible, let us keep talking. Let us always lend our voices until we see the change that we all are clamoring for. Perspectives Unlimited returns tomorrow at exactly 6:30 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Toluwaleke Alli.